Alvin. Hey, nothing much. Ruben, Ruben. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, Ruben. Missouri and Georgia. Yeah, yeah. Missouri was hanging in for a minute. For a minute. For a little while. All right. Yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna go over through that neighborhood and I'll be back. Roof, roof. Yeah, he's another little one with a big heart. It's nice. It's cool, like really cool. How long you been outside? I'm on a live cause I'm cooling down. Oh, okay. Again, I'll be back. I'm going that way. You can come with me. Nobody's on here right now. They won't see you. They won't see you because I won't put it on you. I got you. I'll be back. It's probably like it's like a good temp, like 50 degrees. It's like 50 degrees. It's good. It's a good temp. Hey, sugar daddy, girl, come on. Nobody will see you. It's like two people on here. That's it. I won't put the camera on you. What's up, sugar daddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was watching Missouri and Georgia, but it got boring because Georgia's starting to like run away. So it's boring now. Thank you, sugar daddy. I appreciate you. What you up to, bro? I'm sure you over there gaming away. I need to come check you out. I haven't seen a notification recently. Have you done a video recently, sugar daddy? Hey, cool gamer. Happy Saturday to you. Thank you for stopping by. Ruben, sugar daddy, cool gamer. Hey, Tamika. Tamika says good evening, Lounge Party, and everyone in the chat. Happy Saturday to each and every one of you guys in the chat. What you guys been up to? Y'all, I haven't been on here probably like a week. I've been working, working, working. You dropped 3? I promise you, I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one. I'm gonna go over and check them out, share them out, because I haven't seen one today. I know one day recently you dropped like 2. I caught those, but it was like a couple of days ago. So yeah, I haven't seen, and I really haven't looked at my notifications today. I haven't because I got off and exercise and came right out here. So I need to check. Been working overtime, trying to get a little bit of extra money now so that I can kind of relax in December. Don't have to worry about it in December. Because a lot of people don't really I work to get extra money any time of the year. But this time of the year, I work, even longer to get some extra cash because you know, cash is still king for a little while. For a little while, they got us paying for things with everything but cash. But you have to have earned that cash still to get what you want, to get what you need, to be where you want to be. They got us paying with credit cards, debiting your accounts, and what else? Palm pay, paying with your palm. So they got us paying all kinds of ways. But it still requires work, working for cash. So, in a sense, at the end of the day, cash is still king. Sugar Daddy says, hello, Tamika. I'm getting a little bit tired of all this other stuff, like paying with your credit cards and your debit cards. That's okay. But this mess about paying with your palm, I talked about that the other day. I can't get with the paying with your palm. You got the checkout counters reading your palm. Sugar Daddy says, I was going to do a bit more gaming until the legs showed up. Laugh out loud. Sugar Daddy, you're a mess. You're a mess. I won't be on here long, Sugar Daddy, so you can get to your gaming. But I appreciate that. I appreciate you. When you saw the legs, you popped up. I appreciate that. When you saw the legs, you popped up, and I'm grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Says, hey, Tamika. I need to get into gaming. I keep saying I need to get into gaming. But you know what? If I get into gaming, I'll be stuck on gaming, won't I? It's only 24 hours in a day. You got to work 8 to 12, most of them. Then, you can catch some YouTube a little bit at work. You can game at work. You can do some gaming on your downtime at work. So we can make it work. We can make it work. Y'all go by, check out Sugar Daddy. Sugar Daddy One Williams, check him out. We can make it work. No matter what we're doing, whether we're at work, on your lunch break, on your 15-minute break, support each other. Check in for a few minutes. Give that person a view. Share out the content. Hey, Jill. Hey, Lines Pride and Chat. Welcome, Jill's Comfort Zone. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Abra. Sis, hey, I miss you. Abra, I was just telling them I have been working extra. And I think it's been like a week since I've been on. I've been working. Y'all, this little cat. Y'all see him? Oh, he's way out there. He's way out there. He came, y'all. He was looking at me like, why are you in front of my house? And I was looking at him like, believe you me, I don't plan to stay in front of your house long. I'm just walking by. I'm just walking by. Jill says, hey, Lance Pride in the chat. Arbor says, sis, hey, I miss you. I miss you guys too. So I had to come on here today and catch up with you guys on this sensational Saturday, on this sexy Saturday, and on this stupendous Saturday to see what you guys have been doing this week. Did you all check out Jill's Comfort Zone, her poetry contest, her harvest poetry contest? It was great. It was a blast. All of the contestants were wonderful. Congratulations to her top winners, and congratulations to everyone who participated. It was a really, really good contest, and it seems that everybody spoke from their heart, and they spoke from about, things that were dear to them or people who were dear to them. So I really enjoyed Jill's Comfort Zone Harvest Poetry Contest. He's speaking to everybody. Everybody's speaking. So yeah. So that was last Sunday. Jill, I can't believe it's been almost a week since your contest. She had great judges. She had my chef finest wine, of course. She had Oh, Tish. What is Tish's channel? I know she's changed it a couple of times recently, but it's been the same for a little bit now. I cannot remember Tish's channel. Oh my gosh, what is it, Gio? Thank you, Lions Pride. Everyone was truly amazing. Yes, they were. Sugar Daddy One says, hello, brilliant. Thank you, each and every one of you, for coming into this live. I appreciate you on this Saturday. It's football Saturday for a lot of people, for those who enjoy football. I was watching Missouri versus Georgia. It was pretty competitive the first half, but the second half, like I thought, Georgia has come out clowning. They have come out clowning. So, yes, it is. And y'all, don't forget, the time falls back. The time falls back tonight. It does. We go back to standard time. So we leaving daylight savings time. We're going back to standard time. So y'all better remember to fall back. If you don't fall back, you'll be early tomorrow. I think that's how it is. Georgia won. Man, oh man. Georgia beat Missouri. I remember when Missouri came into the SEC conference, a lot of us SEC fans were like, no, what the heck are you doing? No. What was it? Not Georgia, I mean Missouri. I think I said I remember when Georgia came, and Georgia has been here. I remember when Missouri came into the SEC conference, a lot of our fans were like, no, they're going to water our conference down. They're going to water our conference down. But Missouri came in those first 2 years, they won their conference. They won their division. They didn't win a championship, but they did win their division because they were put in the East Division, which was pretty low at that time. So Missouri did good because they were put into a division that wasn't doing so hot. But the East has started to come back to what the East was known, being kind of a monster for a little bit. So the East is back to their monster ways, and Missouri is finally seeing what the SEC East is really about. And they hung with Georgia today. I will say, they first came in, they won a couple of East Division titles. Ever since then, they have kind of watered our conference down, but they're showing improvement. They showed great improvement this season. So kudos to Missouri for showing great improvement, and kudos for Georgia for the SEC looking like the SEC supposed to look. You're welcome, Jill. we in another one, sis. A year from now won't flow. Yeah, Missouri was good when they came into the conference. I can't remember the coach's name, but he geez, I knew him. I can't never remember his name. If someone had asked me and I wasn't thinking, I would have. If I wasn't trying to remember, like, was it oh my gosh, I can't remember his last name. But he was a good coach. And they were pretty good then. You know, they were pretty good in a division that wasn't so good. Because the SEC for probably 20 years has been dominant. So they came in at a time though when the SEC East was not. So they were able to capture a few divisional titles. So kudos to them, because I promise you, when they first came, everybody was like, oh my gosh. It's like, why do we keep adding these teams to our conference? And now we've added Oklahoma and Texas. Geez, Louise, it's made us have to change our whole way of football. We won't have the East and West anymore, which I sadly regret, but it's all about the money. It's all about the money. And if they're willing to pay to be in your conference, guess what? The top dogs of your conference will let them in. But I just feel like we're going to become more watered down. That's my little spiel on college football. So what y'all been up to? What y'all been doing? What y'all do all week? I know Jill has been flying high. And she deserves to, because like I said, y'all, that poetry contest, if you did not check it out Sunday, I hope you got a chance to see it at some point during the week. If you haven't gotten a chance to see it during this week, go look at it tonight, tomorrow, this weekend. It was a really, really good contest. Like I said, there were great contestants. Yes, that's his name. Pinko. How is he now? How is he? I know he had to retire. Um, what you mean brilliant? I was wondering what brilliant meant too. Let me see. What did she say? We and another one, sis, a year from now. We want. Do you mean we want another one, sis, a year from now? But then I don't know what "won't flow" mean. Brilliant. Are you wanting another poetry contest? Like a harvest poetry contest? Jill, I think she may mean she wants another harvest poetry contest. You know, yes, Jill, it's all about the money. It's always all about the money. Always, always, always. They figure even if whatever it is, like whatever the show is, whatever the sport is, whatever it is, if it takes a hit, you know, they try to look long term, and they figure it'll be better for them financially. And we as fans, we're looking like, no, we like what we got. We don't want nothing else. No more, no less. We don't need it. We like it how it is. But you know, the powers that be are always looking at everything from a financial perspective. And even when it doesn't show that it'll like generate a lot of income, or or it may generate extra income, but sometimes extra income isn't always, a good thing when it comes to like entertainment. When it comes to entertainment, sometimes a little extra isn't always great. And you have to look at your long-term investment. And for some reason, they feel like adding and adding and adding is good for the long term. I don't know. I don't think it's good for the long term at all when it comes to, you know, football. But because it really didn't help when they added. We were a 12-team conference. Then we became a 14-team conference. Now we're going to be a 16-team conference. And it's going to be to a point where you just don't even need a conference. The Pac-12 is basically disbanded, just dispersed, whatever you want to call it. They only have like maybe 3 or 4 teams remaining in that conference. So yeah, everything is all about money, and they don't care how it affects, they don't really care about how it affects many. They just care about how it affects the top few. Until it starts to affect the top few in a negative way, anything that people do to generate money, they don't care what it does for, honestly, the bulk of whatever it is, the millions of people. They only care about the top dogs. Honey, they are on my back about another competition. I know, Jill. I think that's what brilliant meant. I think she's looking forward to another one too. Yes, that's why I was asking how is he. I don't that's why he retired, but how is he now? What happened with Pinkle, Sugar Daddy? My goal is to have a fall poetry competition yearly. That's good, Jill. That's good. That's good. You have to keep pushing. It was some little ruckus and stuff going on. I didn't know the participants, so I didn't say anything, and I don't do anything because you didn't say do anything. But as in everything good that we do, there's always going to be some entity that tries to, put a dent in it. But kudos to you, Jill, for not letting that happen. Kudos for you for not letting that happen. Sugar Daddy says, my channel has grown a lot faster than I expected. I'm regrouping right now. Expect more content. Okay, Sugar Daddy. Y'all hear that? Sugar Daddy saying that his channel is growing a lot faster than he expected. So y'all be looking for some new content from Sugar Daddy. We know he's a gamer. So I don't know if that means he's, veering out into other areas, into other niches, but whatever it means, Sugar Daddy, we're going to support you, and we look forward to that. Yes, Jill, I caught some things, and it's like when you don't know the players and you don't know the reasons, the motives, I just kind of sit back and let the channel holders say, okay, we need to do this or we need to do that. And one reason I'm like that is because being a moderator, what I've learned, yes, Jill says, congratulations, Sugar Daddy, on the growth of your channel. Yes, congratulations. One thing I've learned, this thing is not showing how long I've been on. Does anybody know how long I've been on here? One thing I've learned in being a moderator. Hey, Sonya. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live, Sonya. But one thing I've learned in being a moderator is that you have to be real finicky and real picky about the things that you do and the moves that you make. Because for some strange, odd reason, say for instance, if Jill puts someone in timeout, right? Because it's usually obvious why someone's put in timeout, okay? So if Jill puts someone in timeout, then Sonya says, Jill, why did you time out so-and-so? I don't like that. That's why I don't have, I'm glad I don't have the need for a lot of mods. Because if someone puts someone in timeout, unless it's beginning to be a problem, like there's a certain mod that's timing people out for nothing, of course you want to, address that. But if something's going on in the chat, and you may have, like, I step away from the phone a lot of times when I'm watching lives. So if I walk back and I see that Sonya has put someone in timeout, I'm not going to say, Sonya, why did you put so-and-so in timeout? Because what I've done then is made Sonya a target. Because no one knows who put them in timeout but Sonya, the channel holder, and the other mods. So I'm real leery about doing that because people, they act like it's just a natural instinct to say your name. All they have to do is say, why is so-and-so timed out? They don't have to say your name and ask, why did you do it? Because that makes a person a target then. That's not good. That's not a good thing. Hello. Oh, he's sitting in your lap today. Oh, okay. Looks like a baby. Y'all, my friend's not barking at me. He's in his papa's lap. What's up, Triple? What's up? Hey, Triple Headed Goddess. It says 26 minutes ago. Okay, Jill, thank you. I don't know why I can't see the counter. I really don't. That's crazy. You good, Sonya? You good. Jill says you probably missed me telling all the mods that if someone disrespects the mods, me, judges, or contestants, to give them a warning. And if it continues, then time them out. Okay, I got you. I got you. And that's good. That's good, Jill. Because it's like you're giving someone a chance. Because sometimes when we're on live, what we say can be misconstrued to mean something that it didn't mean. Or it can be, like I was talking about before, y'all, it's all about tone. And a friend of mine was telling me that her coworker told her she sounded stupid because she told her it was in her tone when they were texting back and forth. And I'm like, how do you sound stupid? Because you can tell a person's tone when they're typing. And that's when we got into the stuff about caps and all that. But hey, a person can cuss you out and it don't have to be caps involved. Okay? The tone can be there. A person can curse you out literally without a curse word, and it doesn't have to be in caps. So that's what I mean with tone. There's tone in writing. Writing has a tone, and writing is basically texting. Texting is basically writing. So it does have a tone. You don't have to shout. It doesn't have to be in caps. You don't have to have exclamation points. It's for a person to know when they've basically been cursed out. Jill says if it keeps up, get my attention, and I would have either timed them out for a long period or block them depending on what was being said. I got you, Jill. Jill says, hey, Triple. Sugar says, by the way. Okay, that's good. That's good, Sugar Daddy. Because I was wondering, I thought, y'all almost see me hit the split. Y'all would have been laughing. And I would have been like, okay, what kind of YouTube friends I got? Y'all on here seeing me hit the split and y'all laughing. It wouldn't have been an intentional split. Y'all want me to hit a split? I can hit a split, but I don't want to hit an intentional split. Yeah, so tone means everything. People can curse you out by looking at you. You remember how we would say we'd rather get a whooping instead of getting punished. Sometimes you would rather somebody just curse you out than to give you that certain stare, than to give you that certain mean mug, than to eye you down a certain way. You like, I'm like, get it off your chest. Say what you want to say. Don't look at me like that. Say what you want to say. So yeah, but like Jill kind of, I did miss that Jill. I did, but it's like because mines do have a job, so I'm all for people say giving warnings, like saying y'all you getting a little bit too rowdy. You're getting I'm all for people saying that you're getting too rowdy, pipe down, you guys are getting rude, or it's not a time for this. I'm all for that. I'm all for people admonishing now. But sometimes, especially if it's like people that you who frequent your chat a lot, I'm gonna let the content creator handle that. And then she'll probably, especially if they're kind of going back and forth with the channel holder, but if they're just kind of in the chat going back and forth, you know, is sometimes it'll be obvious who timed them out. So I don't like it when another mod, especially because see, people in the chat don't really know who did it. They'll probably assume that the person did it who's in the conflict if it's a mod, but all the mods know who do it. So if I see, say, Chef and someone back and forth, just because Chef and that person is going back and forth doesn't really mean that Chef timed them out. So if I time them out, then like I don't like the other mods saying, especially depending on who it is, and they're if you know how they are, really really messy and stuff like that. I won't call out who did it because I'm not trying to create more problems for them. Sugar Daddy, I know, right? I stepped on the curb. The curb had a bump in it or something, weather erosion or something going on with it. Yeah, so it's like, because sometimes your mods are channel holders as well. And these, how people these days are, I won't even say they're childish. They're just mean. Like they're just evil. And they feel like, kind of like when I was talking about parenting and stuff, they feel like you're not supposed to say anything to them. Like you ever had children and you may have like say three siblings or two siblings. And one sibling may say, she never says anything to her. She's always getting on to me. And then when the parents do say something to her, it's like she spazzes out, and the other sibling sits back and she's like, look at her, see, look at her. Mama got on to her. Now she's over there crying like a baby because they never let anything happen. So, and then they feel like she can't take anything. She can't take anything being said to her. Well, you know what? Sometimes adults are like that. They can't take you saying anything to them. If you say one thing to them, they have a vendetta, a vendetta after you for like a whole 3, 6, 9, 10, 10 a month, a year or so. Every time they see you, they got something to say to you. And it was all because you were in the chat being a mod doing your job. They were the one, doing something they shouldn't have been doing, and they got admonished, and now they're mad. And when when the people are reasonable, I'm good, I'm okay. But y'all, some of these chats have people who aren't reasonable at all. Some of these people have people in their chats who love, love, love to do bad things. They do. Jill says, I trust my mods. Exactly. The mods shouldn't be calling out who time to. Yeah, I just really don't. Because, there are going to be some cases where it's obvious. It has to be. Because the mod has probably told you 2 or 3 times to stop. And like Jill says, she says to give warnings. So if I give a warning and then the next time they say something, they get timed out, it still doesn't mean that I'm the one who timed them out. They're going to assume so. But it could have been another mod to time them out. So they're already going to be mad at me because they're already mad at me because we're kind of back and forth. But then another mod may actually time them out. Even though that mod timed them out, I'm not going to call that mod's name Because it's like, well, I know they assumed it was me because we were into it, so I don't care because they were going to assume it's me anyway. So why would I call that person's name? And now I got a bunch of bad stuff vibes going their way. So I just think as adults we should have more, you know, more logical ways of doing things. Think about things, the way that we do things, because that first thing people say is why so and so was timed out or who timed out. So now, if it was a mistake, sometimes it's obvious when it's a mistake. You can tell it's a mistake. You look at the chat, but I think when they get timed out, everything that they said gets deleted. If I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But sometimes it is a mistake. And a person, if they have another channel, even they'll come in and say, "Hey, why was I timed out?" Now that's different. I've seen mods say, "Oh, my apologies. I'm sorry. I was just, could have been the way they grabbed their phone, could have been whatever." But I'm just saying, when you're in an active disagreement or active back and forth, or when someone's not really in a back and forth, but they're just in the chat wreaking havoc, causing chaos, especially when it's a good live, time them out. Do what you got to do. But other mods, don't call out who did it because sometimes, like I said, they're going to think one did it and somebody else did it. So now you've created a whole bag of problems for the other person too. Because it shouldn't be that way, because people should be more mature than that. They know what they were doing in the chat, and they know that the mods have a job, and they know that you're not going to let them wreak havoc in someone's chat who's trusted you to be a mod. But they will do it, especially if you're a content creator. Yes, Jill, let them assume. It's better that they assume that the person that they're back and forth with, or the person who warned them, did it, instead of someone else. Like, because someone else could have done it, and now they're already into it with the one mod, and so now they're mad at the other mod for timing them out. It's childish. It really is childish, because when you're doing things to get timed out, you're going to get timed out. So it's just best to let them assume. Brilliant says, hey, triple sis. I'm super slow. Yes, Brilliant. You're way behind. Triple, I think Triple dropped in to say hello. Exactly, Jill. Exactly. And when they don't know how to behave, they know that that's the job of a mod, to time their butts out. Right, Sugar Dad. Sugar Dad says, I apologize to the whole chat when accidents happen, because they do happen. We're human. They happen. They do. And my thing is, if you accidentally do it, then apologize and just unhide them. Or I think the channel holder has to unhide them. I think no, I think mods can do it. Mods can do it, I think. Yes, Jill, they do. I've done it. I've blocked people by mistake. And I'm like, why can't I see them? Why can't I see them? And so I check my list. And if they're not on there, then I'm like, well, maybe they blocked me. So if there's someone in the chat that can ask them for me, then we go from there. I asked them, I was like, I checked my list. I didn't block him. I didn't block her. So I just asked them to check their list. Now, if they don't respond, I'm not going to assume that they tried to ignore it. I'm just going to think maybe they didn't see it. So I'll ask them one more time, maybe in a different chat or later in that chat. And then maybe they did block you. Sometimes people block you and they don't tell you. It's not an obvious reason. Sometimes people just block people. Sometimes, everybody doesn't click. People don't always click with each other. So sometimes people will block you because they just don't want to see your comments. It's not that they dislike you even. Sometimes people just don't click, and maybe they don't like your comments. Maybe you're too brash for them. Maybe you're too negative for them, or maybe they feel you're too positive. Whatever it is, if you know it wasn't you, you have to just let stuff go. I think people have to start being more mature about just letting things go. Just let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Jill says, I don't ask if I see that I've been blocked. I just block them back. Look, Jill says, no questions asked. No questions asked, no answers needed. That's how I am too, Jill. But so it just depends. It depends on who it is. It has to be somebody that I know, like, hasn't offended me. I haven't offended them. And I know on the last note or the last time we interacted, nothing, nothing sinister was involved. Like nothing happened because I do know that mistakes happen. So it depends on who it is. Now, for the most part, that's how I am too, Jill. Don't have to ask any questions. No answers needed. Some answers reveal themselves. You don't have to answer the question. Sugar Dad says my football chest gets spammed. I hit the wrong person occasionally. Thousands in the chat. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen, especially when it's a lot of people. Jill says I sure don't. Jill says, well, yes, it does depend on who. Yeah, yeah. It depends on who it is because at that point I feel like it had to be an accident, or I feel like maybe I rubbed them the wrong way on the wrong day, and it wasn't intentional. We all have our days, y'all. We all have our days where we're just like, we're just over everything. Like we're just over it, and then we get in our feelings. But most people I deal with on here, they truly aren't like that. I feel like if Jill was having a bad day, and I said something in a joking manner that she normally wouldn't be offended by, but she becomes offended, I don't think she would block me. I think she would just, it's okay to let people know that you ain't feeling it today. That's another thing. People act like you can't just say, I'm not feeling it today. Like, I'm just like, I'm here. Yes, I'm here supporting the channel holder. I'm here being a part of the chat. But like all the back and forth, whether it's positive or negative, I'm just kind of here. But at that point, I don't even think that person would be engaged in a lot of conversation anyway. Because when I'm not really feeling it, I'll come into a live and I'll speak and I'll just hang out in the bushes. And every so often I'll, say something to somebody or something encouraging. But if I'm just not feeling a lot of interaction, guess what? I just don't interact. Good night, brilliant. Sonia says, right. Jill says, I rarely block people. I know, Jill, you do. You rarely block people. Yes, yes, you rarely do. I see you give some warnings. I see you give warnings. What Sugar Dad says, I take my wrenches seriously and handle with caution. Right, right. Jill says, I rock with you, so no, I wouldn't block you. Right. If it's something, because to me, a lot of times we get, and I accept that. I always say, acknowledge who you are. And I'm one of those who I get angered quickly sometimes. I used to get angered quickly a lot of times. So I know my flaws. I accept my flaws. Sometimes it can just be, I caught a quick temper quickly. Should it have? But even then, when it comes to blocking somebody, it's gonna have to be some random person that's just in the chat acting crazy. It's not gonna be someone who I've known the whole time I've been, um, putting content on my channel. Because I think most of us have channels that are like 10, 15 years old, but most of us have just started maybe creating content or going live and stuff like that, uploading videos, probably in the recent 5 years or so. There are a lot of people who have no subs at all, and they've been on here 15, 20 years.